Hey guys, VideoJames, welcome back to how to use Pyukumuku. Well, I guess not welcome back, but technically welcome back because I recorded a video earlier and I didn't think it was good, so I'm re-recording it so we can do this again. Yeah, there are some videos that I have to go off and re-record because they're trash, and then I re-put them on the channel. You guys have no idea how much effort that actually is. It's annoying. Because SmartPixel does have that tiny little delay when you start it up, so I have to count to like 5, and then I start talking. And it's absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, we're going to be looking at how to use Pyukumuku today, and this is just the filthiest little bag of trash that I've ever seen in my entire life. That this thing can sweep without even having any attacking moves on it. That it can literally just go through an entire team, mill, without landing a single hit on anything else. So when we look at its typing, pure water. And that's fine, that we've only got the 2 weaknesses to electric and grass, and then just pretty much by everything else, that our resistance is only being fire, water, and steel, but then, well, and ice. But then looking at our weaknesses, we're like, okay, electric, switch into a ground type. And then grass, as of now, there's not really a lot of grass types that can damage us that bad. When the Pokebank update comes out, though, I don't know how bad that number is going to go up. But either way, Pyukumuku doesn't really give a crap about anything, especially with the unaware ability, that a foe's stats modifications are ignored. So, stuff like Sword Stance and Extreme Evo Boost become completely useless. And then, looking at its move pool, we've got 2 attacks. Bite and Counter. That's it. That's the only 2 attacks this thing gets. Everything else is a status move, making this thing the filthiest little thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So, when we're looking at a moveset, right here is basically going to be your core. That we've got Recover, Soak, and Toxic as all level up moves. That you're not going to be able to do pretty much anything against that. And then when we look at its stats, or when we look at its other moves, we've got stuff like Reflect and Light Screen, some Rain Dance and Safeguard stuff. All in all, not a lot of stuff we can do, but then we go to its stats and we realize the tank. The tank! This thing has 130 in each defense. That's better than any Rotom and is seriously close to approaching a Toxapex. That Toxapex has like 152 in its defense and 160 in the special defense. And then we just see that Pyukumuku has 5 speed. Okay, that's bad. Anyway, and then we see its HP, not really where we'd like for a tanker, but, I mean, understandable, because they don't want to make it too OP, that it'd get banned instantly. But then when we go into Showdown, can you not... Why does it look like it's loading? Okay. When we go into Showdown, we see we've got our basic core moveset, that we've got Soak, Recover, and Toxic with the Unaware ability. That we're going to be ignoring our opponent's stat changes while at the same time making them poisoned and unimmune to any kind of poison. That with Soak, we're basically just turning all the Pokemon into water types and then just poisoning them next turn. And when we're looking at the EVs, basically just invest in HP and special defense and just throw the rest into a defense and just slap a Bold Nature on it. So basically what I do with Umbreon, that with an Umbreon, you basically just max out its HP and special defense and just give it Curse. Because with Curse, it's just going to end up boosting its defense on its own anyway. And with Soak and Toxic, you're basically going to be getting anything gotten rid of. That Soak transforms anything into a pure water type, and Toxic just poisons everything that isn't a poison or steel. So you're like, okay, that right there is a steel type. I'm going to Soak that, and then I'm going to poison that. The only thing I can't imagine, though, is I would think that they would have put a buff on Soak, where it was like it didn't work on any thing that was super effective on water. Or not super effective, anything that was water. So stuff like Toxapex and stuff like that wouldn't be affected. But no, Soak actually affects everything. There's no buff to this, there's no bad part. Soak hits everything. This is why this thing is so OP, is because it can hit anything with just status moves and be fine. And then we just give it the leftovers and it's slowly recovering health, making this thing completely unstoppable. And then when we're looking at our 4th move, not really a lot that we need to put in there. We could put in, like, Recover, or not recover, protect. We could put in substitute for, like, just taking damage without taking damage. Or we could throw in stuff like double team, that with the evasiveness. We could just go for straight evasiveness. And then the next set is basically just double team, or not double team, double battles that you're just going to want to set up for your opponent, or not opponent, teammate. That we've got moves like light screen, reflect, and safeguard. That we just set up defenses for our opponent if we're sending out stuff like a sweeper, like a Alolan Raichu. And then we just give them either the Citrus Berry or leftovers. I think, personally, this set might work a little better with the Citrus Berry. And then just same stats. So you could basically just make 2 of the same Pyukumuku with different movesets. And once again, we're slapping the Unaware ability on it just because Unaware is that good. Because when you look at stat changes, you see, or when you think of stat changes, the first thing that comes to your mind is stuff like Speed Boost and Swords Dance. Stuff that'll make your opponent stronger or faster. And we think, how do we want to get rid of that? And I'm not sure if Unaware works on speed, but Unaware is what gets rid of every single one of your opponent's stat changes. That it just ignores them entirely and says, you're not doing that. So that's basically how to use Pyukumuku. Again, this little urchin is an urchin. That's actually a perfect word to describe it. Because it is annoying and deadly at the same time. But anyway, if you guys like this video, go ahead and slap the like button as you always do, and if you do have any suggestions for future Pokemon how to use this, as always, go ahead and leave them down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.